So try to understand that. See, in all the news, when you read about goods and service tax, you will hear this term or this body, what is called as GST Council. This is very, very, very important. If a question comes on GST Council, it can be an economic question also. If the question on GST Council, it is not an economic question, it's a rather a political question. Why? It's a constitutional body. It's a constitutional. Article 279. It's very important. Even though normally I don't say that article is very important, but regarding GST Council, this article is very important. They will not ask you which article, they will not ask you, but I am just for your understanding. So try to understand that this 279A is inserted by 101st Constitutional Amendment Act 2016. So while inserting 101st Constitutional Amendment Act, it has mentioned, so this article 279, so article 279 is very important for you. You can expect a question from article 279A because it talks so many things about GST Council. So mainly in this article 279A, what is important? So what will happen in the next year? In Lakshmikant or in any textbook which you are reading, this GST Council will come. In the present textbook, it is not there because nobody has updated it. So it's I think in August 2016 only this constitutional amendment have been passed, and in September only that government have released this official presidential sign. It got only on September 2016. But it's very important. It's already there in the official gazette, so UPSC can ask a question. So regarding Article 279 or regarding GST Council, that is from a polity point of view, what is important is that first the importance is in relation to the composition. Composition is very important. What is the composition of GST Council? What is the composition of, and GST Council a question you can expect in relation for your mains also. We will cover it later on. Now for your prelims point of view, just be very clear with it. Regarding the composition of GST Council or Article 279A is that very simple. They see normally they ask that there will be a chairman, there will be a chairman and other members. Chairman is the Union Finance Minister. Chairman of GST Council is Union Finance Minister. Who says this Union Finance Minister is the chairman of GST Council? It's the constitution itself. Then other members. Then there will be one member from Minister of Union, from the Union side, a Minister of State in charge of finance will be a member. So two from the Union side, there will be two members from the Union side, one Finance Minister and a Minister of State, Union Minister of State, who is in charge of finance. Then rest of the members are from the states. So all the states are included, and the state, normally from the state a minister, normally a finance minister of the state or the revenue minister or a minister nominated by that particular state. So that is the what is mentioned in that constitution. It's not saying that only the state finance minister, it's saying that or a minister nominated by the state government. So the rest of the members, there will be one member from each state. Normally that member is a minister. Normally, if you see the GST Council meeting, mainly all the state ministers are the respective state revenue minister or finance minister. So our finance minister from Kerala, it is the state Thomas Isaac have gone. It's like that, see, because it's in the after every GST Council meeting there will be discussion. Kerala state finance minister said like this, Tamil Nadu, like, so they use the word. So anyway, but actually it's again they all have become the part of this constitutional body, what is called as GST council, or composition of GST council is very important for you, because they can ask from your prelims GST council composition. Then, so once the composition is decided, in relation to the decisions, normally if every member is given same vote, then union will become powerless, because more number of states are there. Normally, if you have noticed one thing, in the case of, see, in relation to GST council decision, earlier the union, the center had a plan to give 50-50 weightage, 50 for the center, 50 power for the state, but state opposed it. Then finally it was decided that, see, it is based on the weightage system, who have been given weightage. Regarding the weightage, the union will get 1/3 of the votes weightage. Union will get weightage of the vote weightage is for the, so among the total votes. So whenever there is a GST council meeting is there, out of the total participants, 1/3 weightage will always be for, 1/3 weightage will be always for union, and the balance 2/3 weightage will be given for. So this is very important. Who have mentioned this? 1/3 for union and 2/3 for state? Constitution itself, under Article 279. It's very important. Now you had seen that, na, UPSC changes these 1/3, or they'll say that instead of 1/3 they will give half, or instead of 2/3 they will give some 3/4, something like that. So be very clear. It's a factual. If you see the questions from Legislative Council, there are so many, 2 times they have changed the composition. For Legislative Council, they are saying, is the class on Legislative Council is over. If you have seen that in the previous year question regarding Legislative Council, it says that the composition of the Legislative Council, Constitution says that the composition of the Legislative Council can't be more than how much? 1/3 of the state legislative assembly. And what UPSC have question? Instead of 1/3 they are given half. Is it so? Have you seen those questions? You are not seeing previous year question. Who is writing this exam? Please do it, okay. See, what I am trying to say is that this, like, see, you need to make it very clear, okay. If you want to qualify this exam, more than knowledge, you need to know UPSC. Knowing UPSC means you need to be thorough with UPSC questions, previous year questions. You need to know the pattern, or what will happen is that you will forget, you will not revise it. So this composition weightage is very important. It's very, very, very important, because GST, every day GST council news is coming. Yes or no? Whenever there is a news on GST, who is deliberating GST? It is the GST council. So you don't know the composition of GST council, which is a constitutional body. You don't know the weightage of how the decisions are taken. But very good thing about GST council is that, that as of, even though that regarding the, even see, it was decided, or the constitution have said that, okay, this much power is given to, union and states. It said that to take a decision, it's based on majority. Decision have to be taken on majority, and don't get confused. It is not a majority of not less than 3/4 of the total weightage. So if any decision is to be taken, by the GST council, then it requires how much? It requires 3/4 of the weightage. That's very, very, very important. So again, that is mentioned in the constitution itself. That is mentioned. So please note down that also. So to take any decision, you require, means GST council require 3/4 of the votes, weighted votes. This word is used. 3/4 of the weighted votes. So be very, very clear with that. So if any decision, but even though, so any decision can be made with 3/4 of the weighted votes, but in all the meetings as of now, the decision were made through consensus. It means that almost all these states have accepted. One or two states, even though they said we are like this or like that, especially from the, I should not mention the state name, that will be a problem. Okay, what I am trying to say is that it's basically political. See, try to understand that why GST have delayed. It's everybody knows that GST is good for the country, but our political figures, they take decision based on their political opportunities. I am not going to that part. What I am trying to say is that, so presently, if some states is opposing GST or something like that, they are not opposing because it's mainly because of political compulsion only, not because of any other reasons. So, but what I have seen in all the meetings happened till now, very recently means yesterday. Yesterday was the recent meeting have happened, and it said that almost everything is over. Just one more meeting is left, that will happen in May 19th. The last meeting for GST meeting was decided. Last meeting means before this, it will come into existence. That will be on May 18th and 19th. So in the yesterday's meeting also, if you see the today's newspaper front page, there is a news on GST. Now all the meeting till now in relation to GST, the decision is based on consensus. But the constitution says that you can take decisions based on 3/4 of the weighted votes. Now after this, in the last month, after the GST council meeting, when he was happy that especially whom is it, chairman is Union Finance Minister. So our Arun Jaitley, our Finance Minister, he said that okay, we used a word, very important word. GST Council is the first federal institution. It's the first federal institution who is having or who is having a pooled sovereignty. I told you this word, pooled sovereignty for indirect tax. So we are having a federal institution for indirect tax for the first time, because all the decisions till now have been taken with consensus, even though the constitution says that for taking a decision 3/4 of the weighted vote is sufficient. So if you hear the term like this, first federal institution to have pooled sovereignty, but be very clear in relation to one matter only. What is that? In relation to indirect taxes or GST. In relation to nothing. So, but for the first time, center and state with consensus have given up their own power, have shared their power. So be very clear. So this is another very important thing regarding the GST Council. So this is very important for you. What? That the members, that especially their composition, and also how the decisions are made. Decisions are, constitution says that decision can be made, means can be passed if you have 3/4 weighted vote. And one more thing, again in the article 279, it says that for quorum, you know the concept of quorum, under polity you have studied. The quorum for GST Council meeting is 50%. There should be 50% of the members, total members. You know the total members. For the quorum, again, it's not economy, it is pure polity, because it's mentioned under article 279A. Quorum for GST Council meeting, minimum half of the members of the GST Council have to be attended. Then only GST Council meeting can be done. Okay, so be very clear. So this is regarding GST Council. So if you can expect a question on GST Council. Now again, regarding this council, be very clear with the chairman and its members. Normally what UPSC do is that they make Prime Minister as the chairman of GST Council. Now don't laugh, UPSC used to do like this. Since now you know it's the finance minister. Yesterday if I asked that, you will ask who is the chairman of GST Council. So be very clear, see UPSC does this, or if it will bring some other, then there is a vice chairman also. Vice chairman will be decided from the state level. It's a constitution says that, but there is no news regarding the vice, because see GST, and again be very clear, GST Council will be a permanent body. GST Council will be it's not only for the passage of GST. Even after the passage of GST, once GST comes into existence, There will be issues fight between center and state in relation to taxation matter. So it is again GST council will decide, and again there will be another body will come. It still not been set up to adjudicate matter, since GST have not come into existence, but again it's mentioned under the constitution. It's mentioned under the constitution that, so please go and read article 279A. I'll take a screenshot and send you, but if before the tomorrow's exam, just have an idea, just what are there, nothing else, only this is sufficient. There are 4 pages, official gazette is having 6 pages of mentioning 101st constitutional amendment, but don't read all, you'll get mad. It's not required, because they know how constitution, people write constitution. The aim is that you should not understand it. Okay, so very simple. So if you read, but read that 279 only about GST council. Since I have explained everything, it will be, you will be, provision by provision it is mentioned. Since it is a part of the constitution, as a aspirant who are going to write exam this year, you need to know it, what are the provisions under article 279. So this is regarding GST council.